Yeah, we usually get like right into it.
Okay, boom. Oh shit, my phone is falling. No. Okay.
That couch will eat something. Didn't you lose something in this couch?
I felt it.
Who had dropped something in it? I think Grievous. It was young Grievous was here one time we were doing something. This boy left. He came back. He went in the car, came back, like knocked on my door. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, I dropped my phone somewhere. So we in the studio looking all over for his phone.
Oh no.
Then it was like in the couch. I was like, damn. Yeah. How you doing though? You come from Virginia Beach?
I am from the beach.
You said you Ubered here?
I Ubered. Yep.
That's big. That's big. We appreciate you spending that Uber money coming on the show.
Gotta do it all the time. So.
Hey, I think we met. You know what's funny? Like the first time I ever heard of you, like even heard your name, we were doing something with Josh and Will, and they were saying something about this girl Coco Mamba. She's like real cool, and I think I just like looked you up on Twitter.
Hey.
Yeah. So I guess you were born and raised in Virginia Beach?
I was not actually. I was born in Germany.
Okay.
My parents are Army. I don't know any German. I lived in Petersburg, Virginia for like elementary school. I lived like everywhere, like Ohio, Connecticut, Texas. Then Petersburg, Virginia. I went to middle school and high school in Alexandria, Virginia. And then I went to college in New York. And when I moved to New York, my family moved here. So every time I come home, I'd be coming here, but I didn't know anybody. And then I ended up moving here officially during the pandemic. Like I came here just to check on my mom. Like my mom lives in Virginia Beach. My dad lives in Chesapeake, like that. Whole family. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My whole family. On my dad's side lived in Chesapeake. And I ended up here in 2020. And I was like, damn, I really fuck with it. You know, I work remote. I don't need to be like struggling to live in New York City anymore. And yeah.
Were you already working remote before the pandemic or like?
Yeah, I was working remote. Well, kind of like I was a freelancer. So there would be some gigs I would do like at my crib and then other gigs I would go like in office and work there.
What do you like doing more? Working from home?
I like working it depends on the gig. Like I worked, like there was a monthly thing I had at the YouTube space and their office was really dope and like I had my own suite and shit. So people left me alone. Like they would just have me come in. They're like, boom, this is what we need. Here's your own little room. Like, and they had like a kitchen with food and shit like that. And so that was really cool. But then other offices, like I worked at Amazon one time and I didn't like it there at all. Like it was always cold as shit in there and like microaggressions and shit. So I would have preferred if they just sent me a hard drive and let me do my thing. But
what was in the YouTube space, or what was that?
So like YouTube has an office and they have like it's a bunch of cool shit. Like they have studio spaces that look like it's set design and everything. And like if you have a certain number of subscribers on YouTube, you can use it for free, like to shoot your own content.
How many subscribers?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. So yeah, and then they also had like live shows and shit like that. Like I remember Mariah Carey did a show. She did like a Q&A and a live show there, and they let me come for free and let me bring like a homegirl, which was really cool. So yeah, they had a bunch of different shit. It was just very like a multi-purpose dimensional space that was really tight.
YouTube was doing like original shows too for a little bit. I think they might have stopped, but they had one that was really cool. I thought Weird City. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. They probably were shooting it there. Yeah.
It was kind of like on some Black Mirror type vibes, cool. like weird like worlds with like different laws they live by and shit like in the future or something. Like that's pretty cool.
That's fine.
Were you doing? Because I know you're like the video editor for Forbes right now. Mm-hmm. How did you kind of get into that? And is that what you're doing? Because you said you were at Amazon, YouTube. Are you editing at all these places, or what are you doing?
Not now. So at the time, how did it happen? 2018, like 2017 to 18-ish, 19, I was permalancing at this job called Cycle.
What is that? I've heard of freelancing. I'm not sure what that is.
It's a made-up term. It's kind of like I'm not a full-time employee, but I'm there every single day, like Monday through Friday type shit. But I didn't want to do, so they had a really high turnover rate. Like they fired people all the time. And
you talking about YouTube?
No, this is Cycle Media. It's like an it was an editorial like company within an ad agency type shit. So it was like Cycle within laundry service within Wasserman type shit. Like And I got that gig. I was there for a while. I was making bank. It was like my day rate back then was like $500 a day. So I was getting paid that every single day.
For editing or
For editing.
Okay.
For
Like,
editing.
what are you editing here?
It's kind of like memes and shit. Like
Memes?
they did a lot of like recap videos, like happy birthday Lil Uzi type shit, and like you do like some crazy meme. Like I'd make up some like I'd chop it up and remix a track or some shit.
So they pay people $500 a day to make memes?
Because they were making money off of it. Like
Yeah.
they had like a lot of like sponsorship and shit like that and branded content, and they get paid through advertising. So because they have so many followers from all the retweets, like they would do like branded content, or they would like repost other like brands to make money off of that. So it was an ad agency with like, it was an editorial company within an ad agency type shit.
Did they have their own content? Or are they
Yeah.
just you repurposing and making stuff out of other people's content?
They started to do their own content. They did, but it's like most of the shit that went viral was like the meme shit, like was the repurposed shit. So they like we were trying to do original shit, and a lot of times we did, like we had like people come in and we'd interview and do shit like that. But it just didn't do as well as like the goofy shit, you know?
Yeah.
So they
I found that too. That's kind of what we're attacking with the like skits we're doing, just to do goofy stuff, have fun with it. But I also don't know what are your thoughts on just brands that really make a name and make their whole brand off of posting other people's stuff. I don't think like from what I've seen, there's not really longevity in it.
Yeah.
If you don't do your own thing or have some type of content, like we're even seeing that like our generation, shit like that. They're doing interviews now and like. Yeah, what do you think about those type of brands?
I mean, that's what happened to the company. Like it goes for a length of time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you're clever with it, but I know for Cycle, I don't want to speak too much. I don't know how well they're doing. They had to shift like they did sports a lot too, and they kind of shifted specifically to sports and catered to that because the virality and all that shit of like the memes and everything, it doesn't really last that long and people get bored, and you'd have to kind of keep reinventing the wheel each and every time, and at a certain point you kind of run out of creative ways to do the same shit you've been doing. So
yeah, we see memes that like go viral and stuff, but it's like you don't think about who's making them. And it's like one time I thought I was like, yo, what if it's literally like an AI that's just making all the memes?
They could.
That, like,
I want to see if
everybody
I can
just
find. Fuck, I wish I could find like. There's the one little Uzi thing I actually was really proud of because like it was his birthday and they're like, all right, they were doing the same, like it was kind of like, remember those videos where it's like informational, like even the Shade Room has it, like happy birthday Lil Uzi, like fun facts about him type shit, like
okay,
and they just
yeah.
repurposed that. I'm like, that's boring, we need to do something like. So I took like an interview he did and I kind of found a beat, like a royalty free beat, and just chopped like remixed it and chopped it up to make it like that. It was goofy, but like ended up doing really well. And going viral, and it's random because of the work I do now. It's like you wouldn't guess I came from doing shit like that.
So would there be like a team of people like on this meme? Like, okay, somebody might think of it, then it's like somebody else might make it.
Yeah.
Somebody else might upload it. Like it's
there was an art director. Like we literally would have like team like brainstorm meetings and shit. Usually
brainstorms.
Yeah, literally.
That just sounds funny. Like
no, literally. Like I mean, I was mostly just the editor, but like I came on just to be the editor. I was only going to be there for a couple weeks to do one specific edit, but then I got cool with everybody, which is kind of how I keep getting gigs. Like I just try to be really personable on top of like trying to make sure I do like a really ill job. Like you're not about to find anybody else that can do the shit I do. So they kept me on, and then they started to bring me into the meetings, and they just brainstorm like, okay, what's going viral right now? Let's look at all the trending topics. Like, how can we hop on it? What's a funny way we can put a spin on this shit? And then the art director, like, so the editorial director, he'd kind of spearhead like the conversation, and then the art director would come up with like ideas, and then they'd pitch it to the editors, which at the time it was just me for a long time, and then they brought on more like another editor randomly who the other editor they brought on, who also was a motion graphic designer, he was from Virginia Beach too. Yeah. And he ended up producing like my first EP. And when I moved here, he was the one that told me to reach out, like who to reach out to here and all that shit. It was a weird like serendipity.
So he kind of got you to reach out to Cycle?
No. I'm talking about when I moved here. He was the one that's like,
yeah,
you should reach out to these people, to like And that's kind of how I merged into the scene. But that was like years ago. But yeah, so we kind of would take what we were given and kind of put our own spin on it at times. And yeah, so there was like a whole team behind a lot of the shit that these companies put out.
So that was like your first job in kind of like that editing space?
No,
right?
not at all.
No, it wasn't?
That was like my first job in editing.
Because I know like I think you edit all your own videos, like
Yeah.
to make music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess it really probably just started with you editing your own stuff.
Yeah.
How did you land that first gig?
It started... So my senior year of college, because I went to school for, like, I have a BBA in design strategy. So
what does
like,
BBA stand for?
A business bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Like, so I went to school for business. I went to an art school, but got a business degree. And so we had to do a lot of like, I had like to take statistics and shit and micro and macroeconomics, all of that. And my senior year, we had to do like like our own case studies. And
What'd you do yours on?
it's random. Okay, so I was like partnering. It was because it's an art school again, so we had like a bunch of random shit. And my partner and I, it was me and this girl who's Jewish, which is relevant to the story. And the dude,
Just throwing that out there.
It's relevant, I promise. But we had to go to like a neighborhood and find like a weird thing about it, and then study something about it. So we went to Flatbush and we're just kind of walking around Flatbush like, all right. So we go to the Target there and we saw like at the junction, it's like at the end of the line of the two, there's a Target there. And like, if you go down one block, it's like all Caribbean, like a whole Caribbean neighborhood, and a whole nother block, it's all Jewish. So we're like, okay, like this is weird. Like but they all intersect at the Target. So we're like, okay, this is weird. There are two different communities. They don't interact with each other. But at this Target, like all you see, it's like you see this mixture.
How'd you know they don't interact with each other?
Because it's like one block, it's all like Hasidic Jewish community, and the other block it's Caribbean, and you just didn't see them interact. Like it's just off opposite. Like we went there a couple of times over the course of a couple of weeks, like just observing. So we're like, okay, let's start interviewing people. So when we were there, in the Jewish community, none of the Hasidic Jews would speak to me, but like she was able to talk to them. So
they wouldn't even speak to you? Like you tried to talk to them and they just like ignored you?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to speak
to
I don't know too much about.
Did she tell you what that was about?
She told me, I don't remember it. I don't want to speak incorrectly. Something culturally, like, cause a lot, especially New York City, like it's like they have the Hasidic Jewish community in New York City, like they have their own rules, their own world, own community. So I think it's more of like them living within that bubble and not interacting or speaking to people.
That's kind of weird to me. It's like they're
bubble.
segregating themselves, like
Yeah.
to not even say hello, or if somebody's trying to talk to you. I don't know. Maybe it was a factor. Was it an on-camera interview? Like where you put the camera on them?
But I tried to talk to them before we pulled the camera out, because I'm like, let me start a conversation before I'm like, come over the camera,
How's it feel like being Jewish?
Right.
In New York, in Flatbush.
And then in the Caribbean community, I would talk to them. So we kind of like, I would run the interviews with like the Black people, and she would run the interviews with the white Hasidic Jewish people. So that was like our case study, and I'm like, I just offered to edit it. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll edit the video. And I was like, damn, I'm really into this, like, making the music and shit, cutting it, like. And my partner was like, yo, you're actually like a fire editor. And I'm like, girl, bye. Like, I'm not.
So wait, this is before you're even editing your music videos?
Yeah, this is before I was even
edit.
doing music. Like,
oh, wow. Okay,
this is before, because I thought I was going to graduate college and manage artists. Like, I'm like, okay, it's too late for me. I'm old. Like, I'm going to just be a manager. Like, I'm trying to make money. I'm not going to make money off my art, whatever. So when she said that, I'm like, editor? Like, what the fuck? I'm not a video editor. Like, you're wildin'. And then I graduated, or I think before I graduated, like Revolt TV was doing some competition, like, oh, submit a video, da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go hard. I'm about to try to do this thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try. So I rented like a camera from, like, because my college, like, you could rent equipment and shit. So I rented a camera. I started going out and just interviewing all my friends, because I did, like, a lot of my friends were creatives and really dope, and I was always going to cool parties and shit. So I'm interviewing them. I put this whole video together and like didn't win the competition, but like people started to be like, yo, this is fire. Like, you should keep doing shit like this. So
so that what you submitted to Revolt wasn't the communities in Flatbush?
No, that was a senior thesis. So that was my thesis for that class. We did it. I got an A on it. It was dope. And then from there, right after that is when I did the Revolt TV competition.
Okay.
Like this is all my senior year because I'm like, I'm about to graduate. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Like, let me just start throwing shit at the wall. And then
Also before you get off the case study, was there like a theme or a question on the case study? Like, what were you actually studying?
okay, yeah, I should wrap that up. What happened? It was so we basically were studying the target. We were studying like how they interacted there, and we were studying like like why there was no interaction. Like we were kind of asking them like
So that was like the thing, like why?
yeah,
Okay,
why was there was no interaction, and then we were looking at how to create target to create more of that interaction where people intentionally speak instead of they just end up in the same place to shop. So we looked at companies like Starbucks, which was created specifically to have people chill, because Starbucks was modeled off of like the cafes in Europe, like and. In the U.S., when people go to eat somewhere, it's like, okay, eat and get the fuck out. But in Europe, it's kind of like...
I'm from Bosnia. That's the kind of... We on the same shit. Like, it's just a thing to just go out and grab some coffee and just chill and talk to somebody.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, that's how Starbucks was made. How do we kind of make that in Target? So we had to create... Because I forgot, it was like an urban... it was an urban intervention type class where we would like go to spaces and find ways to kind of like Banksy it up type shit. Like, how do we transform this space to be more than what it is? It's like I went to Parsons, so everything was innovation and abstract and all that shit. So our thesis essentially was to create like a space within the Target for people to hang out and interact and shit like that.
Did you talk to like the Target employees? Like, okay, so they were cool with it. Like, they were on board.
They were cool with it, yeah. I mean, it's
like
new.
You're just going in Target and just setting shit up, like, like, what are y'all doing here? Like,
Oh no, we didn't set anything up. It's like we created like 3D models of what it would look like, but we didn't actually do anything. Yeah. So our presentation was like the interviews with people, with like the community members, the interviews with the employees, and then we had 3D model renderings of what the space would look like in Target. I can't believe I remember. It was such a long time ago.
Yeah, so you fall in love with editing, doing that video.
Yeah.
You don't get the revolt submission. Mm-hmm. I guess what about from there?
Yeah. So that was like the end of senior year, and then that summer, or no, maybe it was junior year. I don't remember. I think that was junior year actually, or like going into senior year, something like that.
Okay.
And didn't get the revolt thing. So I started shooting a web series called Hour by Hour, where I went around and just shot my weekend and my day. Like I would go and hang out with my homies. Like I hung out.
Vlog shit.
I hung out. But like, so the way I would do it is I would shoot over the course of a weekend, but I would edit it like it happened in a day. And I'd have the time at the bottom corner. That's why it was called Hour by Hour. And I would, there wouldn't really be any dialogue or anything. It would be, I'd pick a soundtrack. I think the first one was like Chance the Rapper. And it was just very poetic. It looked like a music video, but it was like a day thing. So it starts the beginning of the day, and then I would just have a bunch of clips like of shows I'd go to, parties I go to, like my artist friends in the booth or some shit, and then it would end at night. And I did that for a minute, and Afropunk ended up picking it up because they had a blog that was really popular. You don't know Afropunk?
Do you know what that is? Okay.
Well, Afropunk's a music festival now, actually. I mean, it's known for being a music festival.
What year was this? When they were kind of at their peak, I guess? The blog?
The blog, it was 2011. 2011,
So it was like kind of like hot new hip hop days?
Yeah. They picked it up, and that is kind of what got my start in being like, okay, I can like actually.
So they picked up this weekend vlog series, Hour by Hour. Mm-hmm. Did they buy all your old episodes?
Oh, not picked it up like they bought it, but they picked it up in terms of like we're like posting about it, and that kind of increased my popularity.
Oh, so they're making like blog posts about it.
And yeah, exactly. In terms of being a video editor, and so I'm like, cool. So that kind of opened up more doors for me. And then from there, I got into documentary work. So that was my junior year before. Scrap everything I said about my thesis. That was my junior year with the project.
Yeah, and then the revolt thing.
Yeah. Okay. And then my senior year, when I graduated, my thesis was a documentary called The Struggle is Real, where I interviewed like 4 different I interviewed 4 different artists. One was Radimus, who's a rapper. My roommate, her name is Yaya. She was a fashion stylist and designer. And then this girl named Haley, who is a filmmaker. And I feel like there was another person. Oh, Boston Cherry, who's a DJ. And I kind of just shadowed them for like a couple months, just shooting their life and like their struggles of making it or whatever. And I had like a huge premiere and all that shit. And I also entered this like Mountain Dew competition where they picked like 10 finalists to basically make a Mountain Dew commercial. I didn't think I was going to make it. I'm like, whatever. Like a friend sent it to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make this shit, but whatever. I ended up being a finalist, and they gave each finalist $10,000 to make a commercial.
Okay.
But
so what'd you submit? So you had to submit something to get?
Yeah, I submitted the trailer of that documentary for my senior thesis type shit. Yeah.
So what did you actually shoot the Mountain Dew commercial?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, it's on YouTube. But
so they picked you? You won?
I didn't win.
Okay.
But I was a finalist. So I got the $10,000. You
got the $10,000. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I had to use some of it to help me pay my rent, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
I was really broke. I was like broke as fuck. And so I used it to help me out. But I used the rest of it to go to Puerto Rico. I had a homegirl that lived there, and she helped me shoot like the music video. We went to some like extreme sport area where they had bridges like high in the mountains that had missing parts and shit, and you bungee jump down like, and I shot all that shit on a GoPro. Like,
you shot the music video?
No,
the Mountain Dew commercial.
The Mountain Dew commercial, yeah. And then when I was the finalist, and I was the only person of color and the only woman and the youngest, it's all old white men. But their shit shit on mine. Like, I wish I was in the competition now because I would eat it up. But I had just started filming. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And Robert Rodriguez, who's like a big film director, he was a judge, like the final judge. So that was wild. So I did that, and then graduated college. Still don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And that's when the shit with Mike Brown happened in Ferguson. So I'm like, okay. I was just hearing a lot of shit. My mom's family's Italian, and they were saying a lot of like kind of racist shit, like on Facebook and shit. And
about the situation?
Yeah, about the situation and the protesters and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And they're like, well, you know what you're talking about. You're not there. I'm like, you're right.
I want to go there.
Yeah, I want to go. Yeah. So I went there, and again, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I'm just shooting everything and kind of making it a part hour by hour. It was like hour by hour Ferguson edition. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I kind of just want to show what's happening here. And
so you're staying consistent also with hour by hour through all these other things, the Mountain Dew commercial.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still doing hour by hour, barely. I'm like, at that point I was teetering because I'm like, I'm trying to juggle this other shit. Going to
school probably.
And going to school. I had just graduated, and I hadn't had a job yet. Yeah, I didn't have a job. I was working a work study my senior year. So when I was in Ferguson, I went there, ended up meeting my ex, who became my boyfriend, but yeah, he's my ex now, but at the
Ferguson
time,
love story?
Yeah, it was dramatic. But we met there, and then we came back. Because it was weird. Like, he was from the DMV too. I'm from the DMV. But he lived in New York City. He lived in Brooklyn like I did. But we both ended up in Ferguson shooting some shit. And when I came, I had been trying to go back to Ferguson. And he like hit me up like, yo, me and my homegirl, we're about to go back there if you want to come.
Wait, did you shoot anything the first time?
The first time I shot. Okay. It was an hour by hour episode. Okay. And he's like, you should come. I'm like, okay. So we ended up like kind of like this woman, she had like a mansion, and she opened her home up to all like a bunch of protesters. Like, I don't know if you know DeRay, he's a nigga that wore the blue vest. He was living there. So she opened her crib up to all these protesters and shit, and we were living there for like a month in Ferguson, like shooting shit, helping people organize, like shit like that. And then I had to go back home because I was about to get evicted from my apartment, and I don't know how the fuck. I think I went because like my mom being in the army, I got money going to school, so I went back to school to grad school, literally just to get money to like survive because I wasn't working at the time.
I think J. Cole did that same thing.
Really?
I think he talks about doing something like that.
Yeah, that's literally
like is it the refund checks? No, what's it called? Is it refund checks? Huh? FAFSA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, he was just getting that just to fucking be able to stay in New York and like live and shit.
Yeah. I definitely, that helped me survive. Yeah, for sure. So I went back to school for that. I was able to pay my rent like in the nick of time. And then, but I was still like, yo, like that was like the peak of Black Lives Matter movement. So then I started to go to protests in New York City after, who was it? Wasn't Eric Gardner?
You said Mike Brown, right?
Mike Brown was Ferguson.
Yeah. I feel like, well, you said that was a peak, you think? I feel like I don't know.
Well, Trayvon Martin was the beginning.
I was going to say like George Floyd. That was kind of when
George Floyd was like George Floyd is recent.
Yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't say that the George Floyd had a bigger impact like worldwide? I feel like that was kind of like the biggest thing. Like
I think there could be multiple peaks. I'm thinking like the peak in terms of the beginning, like with what was going on in Ferguson. Like I feel like the first catalyst was Trayvon Martin, and then Mike Brown that was like when all the protests in Ferguson were going on, and then Eric Gardner in New York City right after, and then there was who was in Baltimore? No, it wasn't Philando Castile. It wasn't Eric. Oh my God, wait, hold on. I really want to know, actually. So I'm going to look it up really quick.
It's crazy how we really have this like timeline.
I know, it's fucked up.
Of like this crazy shit that's been happening.
East killing. Freddie Gray. So that became my thing. Like I started to shoot the protests in New York City. Millions March NYC hit me up and they're like, we're having this huge 1,000,000-man march and we want you to do like the media shit for it. And so I did that. My ex was still in Ferguson and they ended up working on what is now the documentary called Who Streets. It's on Hulu and Netflix, I think now. But at the time we didn't know it was going to be like this big documentary. It was like, we're kind of shooting shit and figuring it out. And I was just helping out.
And this is what he was doing like when you first met him?
Yeah.
That first time?
When I first met him, because he worked at Revolt TV. So when I first met him, he was shooting shit for Revolt. And he was there with his partner, Sabah. And then they were like, yo, we should do our own shit with this footage. And then they kept shooting and then it became a documentary later on. So yeah, I kind of got into documentary work. And then when we got funding for Who Streets, that's when I started to make money. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm making some money off of this shit. Tight. And up
until now, I guess you weren't really looking at this as like as going to be a career. You were just kind of just doing it for the experience. I was doing
it for because it felt naturally like fun. And I'm really passionate about like civil rights and shit and social justice. And so I'm kind of doing it like, I really believe in this. So I'm doing it for that. But I wasn't making any money off of it. I think I had got a gig as a social media manager for some like fashion company or some shit. And I hated it. I just was like, I need to make money and it makes sense with my degree, like whatever.
I feel like you've had a lot of these fucking like tech jobs that like nobody even knows exist. It's because like everybody in this space wants to be the artist, the main, but it's like so many other jobs you could do because realistically like you can't all be the artist or whatever. And a lot of times this other shit is like way cooler and like behind the scenes, like nobody,
I'm just really good at research. Like if there's something out there on the internet, I will find it. So I'm like, when I was in college, I was interning. I was like a OG intern. Like I interned, my first internship was Ebony magazine and then Hot 97 and then Def Jam and then Webster Hall.
And was this all part of like the school? Like your school was like your way in or?
No, I had to have an internship as part of my curriculum.
Okay.
So I just applied. And I think for Ebony, it's funny. I got that internship. They weren't going to have me come in, but they found my Tumblr. And my friends and I had like a blunt rolling contest type shit. And they found that like a picture of me holding my blunt, like happy. And they're like, you just seemed kind of square. Cause I am like in work, I'm like a whole nother, like even my pictures, how I present myself is totally different. But they're like, when we saw that blunt picture, it kind of give you edge. So.
So some people might get not hired off of that damn blunt picture, but you got hired off it.
Yeah, it's random.
It's like we seen that blunt picture. You know what? Bring that blunt with you.
Bring
the blunt with you.
Bring the blunt. Yeah. And then Hot 97, because again, I wanted to be a music manager. So I got the internship there. And that was a summer jam, the summer when like Nicki Minaj didn't show up because she got dissed or whatever.
By who?
Was it Rosenberg?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have beef with him.
And then I remember that shit. It was like chaotic. And then Webster Hall, I was like, might as well just get experience in every facet of the music industry. Little did I know it would help me now as a music artist. I thought it would help me like manage an artist type shit. So I was doing random shit there. Like I was making their flyers and
wait, what's Webster Hall again?
It's a music venue.
Okay.
It's a music venue. I was making their flyers, and then for money, I was literally selling merch like overnight. Like, so
your own merch?
No, I was selling like they'd have raves and shit, like techno night, rave night, and I would just sit at the merch table and like sell T-shirts or whatever. They'd give me $100 a night for that, but like at the time, it was like
you needed it.
I was eating. But what I was getting at was that I was just doing these dead end jobs. I worked at a yogurt shop in retail. So I'm like interning, I'm going to school full time, and I'm working 2 jobs to like take care of myself, but also send money back home because my family was struggling like back in Virginia. So when I graduated, I'm like, I'm not doing, like, I'm gonna work smarter, not harder. Like, I want to find a job where I'm not, like, I can do, you know, my thing and not have to put as much work in. So the only real, and that wasn't even full time, I don't think. So that was my first job out of college. And then when I left there, I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather go back to school and make money that way. And then I did that. Was struggling for a while. And then going back to the Who Streets documentary, when that started to get funding from investors and shit, then they were able to pay me to like assist the editor, Chris McNabb. And shout out to Chris because he's helped me a lot. Like he kind of was my, like I said, he doesn't know it, but he was my mentor in a way. He's an amazing editor. And I kind of like when he had me come on, he's like, yeah, you worked in Premiere before, right? I'm like, yeah, I had never opened Premiere in my life.
What were you editing with all these other projects?
I started in iMovie and then Final Cut Pro.
Okay. iMovie, I feel like super limited. I don't know how it is now. We hate on iMovie, but back in the day, you couldn't do much on it.
Yeah. I was making that shit. I was freaking that shit though. And then, so I got on Premiere. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then he would kind of show me and I'm like, oh yeah. Like I'm like faking it till I make it. And so he kind of helped me learn how to use Premiere and just taught me a lot of what I know, like with workflow, with like editing workflow, which has helped me in like future jobs. He's also got me a lot of gigs. Like if he gets something and he can't do it, he'll hit me up like, hey, do you want this job? And I'm like, yes, I need it. I need the money. And yeah.
That reminds me of just like even in the construction game, because I'm an electrician too. That's like my day job. I get like gigs for myself. But it's like, okay, so like construction, you have a skill. People hire you for. You can get side jobs like a subcontractor. But then in the new world, there's these whole other set of skills you can have, and there's like we're talking about hella jobs for it. When did you get when did you notice you had like a work ethic? Did you always have this kind of work ethic, or just something you cultivated as you were like getting older in college or something? Or?
It's funny. I think, because in school I didn't really give a fuck, and then in high school, it's not that I didn't have a work ethic. I just figured out the game. I'm like, I just have to make my teachers like me and also have to like pass the test. Cause you know, unfortunately with the US like education system, you're only really taught how to pass the test. You're not really taught like shit that, I don't know. In my opinion, that's really educate that you can absorb, like, you know, you really learn.
They say school is really, I just see some shit recently. Like school started out with how they were like trying to program people for pretty much the workforce.
Yeah.
For like, I want to say it was after a certain war. They had something like where they needed like some crazy amount of workforce to do something. Might have been like after the Great Depression, but like the curriculum started then. So you could just kind of get people programmed into that way of living, to work at a 9 to 5.
And after like the No Child Left Behind Act with the SOLs and shit, it's kind of like I said, you're taught information you needed to pass the test. So I just figured out, all right, let me figure out what I need to know to pass the test. Let me, you know, get cool with my teachers. And I graduated high school with honors, but it's not like I was driven to get out of Virginia because I just felt like big fish, little pond, but I wasn't like, I still didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. And then when I got to college, that was really what put me into shape, because the professors like did not play. Like, they were really dead ass serious about their shit, and they were just really good at what they did. Like, I remember I had one professor, it was I had to take like 2 years of graphic design, or like design period. I think it was like 1 year of like literal physical design. Like, we'd have to like build shit. Like, I had to make a book from scratch, all that shit. And then another year of like graphic design. Like
the actual fucking, just the actual book, or was you write the book too?
Like,
or?
yeah, we had to create the book. So I did a graffiti book. Like, I went
Okay.
around and photographed all the tags in New York City, and then I alphabetized them, and I made it into like this alphabet graffiti book.
Did you get to keep it, or did you have to like turn it in or whatever?
I got to keep it. I
Okay,
have
yeah.
it somewhere. And yeah, then I had to build it. I had to literally like
What's it called? The bind?
Yeah, I had to bind it. I had to print the pages. I had to like, and then some professors were strict. Like, you had to use an Ulfa knife. You can't use scissors. Like, I got kicked out of class one time for that shit. She could tell you scissors. Like, they didn't play. But I like that. I'm like, okay, like, it's like a challenge.
Well, man, I use the chainsaw for this shit, bro.
And then,
Machete.
so I had a graphic design teacher, and I had him 2 semesters in a row. In my first semester, I got an A. Second one, I knew I was better than everyone in the class. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to eat this shit up. Cool. So then I had got my first assignment back, and I got like a B. I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, yeah, like, you're good. You're better than your classmates, but this isn't good for you. He's like, it's good for the class, but it's not good for what you're capable of. I'm like, but I fucked with it. I'm like, I like being
So then you try
challenged.
to go extra hard after
yeah,
that.
so now that kind of stuck with me. And now if I know I could do something better, like, I'm going to go the extra mile to do it better. I'm not going to kind of coast, because I feel like I'm selling myself short doing that.
Coasting is just really like a fucking middle school, high school thing. You want to
Mm-hmm.
just coast by because you want to have a good time. But when you get into life, it's like, wait, no, I want to actually be great. Like,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like,
And then I think it really kicked in at Ebony magazine. Like, that was my first internship, and I was very much like, okay, what do I do now? And the woman I was interning for, she kind of sucked, but like, she didn't fuck with me. She did not fuck with me because of that. And she really was mean. I remember I was overwhelmed one day, and I like went to the kitchen, I was crying, and she came in, and she basically was like, suck that shit up. I'm like, I was kind of gagged, but I'm like, damn, okay, like, New York City really breaks you, yo. And so living in New York City, that's kind of like, I have a lot of life experiences like that. And it just made me hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. And I'm like, okay, like, so when I was interning at Hot 97, that's when I went really hard. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm about to put in work. Like, I'm about to build these connections, da 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 da. And so, yeah, each job I've had, or internship or whatever, that's kind of what's made me hungrier, and like also realize my potential. Like, oh, I'm talented. Like, I'm really good at these things. Like, let me see if I go hard, how much I can get. And then as I kind of climbed the ladder, I guess, and like get more and more things, it's kind of just stuck with me.
so you're working on all these different projects. You finally start getting paid at the, you say Who Start? What was it?
Who Streets.
Who Streets, the documentary. I guess when the music come in.
Okay, so.
And also on the music, I want to ask you, we can get into that, but were you living out of that van? I think it's the Rum and Coke video. It was like a trailer.
No.
It reminded me of just like some van life shit.
So
like, you know, all the
funny.
van life girls on like the internet?
No. Funny thing, speaking of like going the extra mile, so like I get like downloads, I call them, where I have a vision. I'm like, I have a vision for this video. It needs something. Like, so I look at each scene. I'm like, okay, we have like a party scene. Boom. We have, we have, what else is in that video?
Oh, if you want some water too, by the way, that's for you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have some of that. We have all this shit, and I'm like, I wanted a boat. I ended up using the boat for like my most recent single, but I'm like, the boat wasn't working out aesthetically.
We talking about the Rum and Coke video?
Yeah, the Rum and Coke video. So then I'm like, yo, we should do a camper. I'm like, I want to shoot in a camper. Like, that's fire. That'd be dope. So I'm looking online for like a camper, and I find this rental, like this trailer, but it looked cute as shit. It's like pink. It looks like my aesthetic. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is meant for me. Like,
And it had all that stuff in it already? Mm-hmm. Okay.
so I hit the owner up. I'm like, hey, because they were just renting it out, like, and they're in North Carolina too. They're based in North Carolina, and they only do like rentals to like stay overnight. And I'm like,
You were in Virginia at the time?
I'm here. So I'm like, yeah, I want to shoot a music video, and I also live in Virginia. And they were down like for a little bit of extra money to drive it up here.
They brought it to you.
Yeah, they
Okay.
brought it to me into First Landing. And that's where I shot it at. Yeah, so I literally was in it for the day, and I remember I was like shooting at a point by myself, and it was like pitch black, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. It's kind of
Yo, you should on the side of the road.
yeah.
Did they like? Oh, so they dropped it off and went back.
And they dropped it off, left, and then they came back and took it back to North Carolina.
Yeah. So I guess how long was it after that first paid gig with the doc? You started making music.
With music, okay.
Yeah.
So
this was like probably what 2013 or something probably.
Yeah. So I started music in 2016. From like I graduated college in 2014. So 2014 to 2016, I'm like, the guy I was dating at the time, the one who worked at Revolt, and was like, we started traveling a lot. Like we went to where's the first place? We went to the Philippines, working on a doc there. And he's a director of photography and I'm an editor. So we became like a team. So we would travel and we're like, yo, let's just shoot some shit and sell it to like Revolt. So we were making like, we were just hustling. Like, so I'm doing my protest shit. He's doing his protest shit. He's working at Revolt. I'm at school making money that way. And then I started making money off Who Streets, and we would travel in between to random places and try to like make shit shake that way. So then one night, then we moved in together at one point in like 2015, and we go to see the Amy Winehouse documentary, and I'm watching it, and like on the way back on the train, I'm like crying, like ugly crying, and he's like, yo, you good? Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, I just feel like it was a waste of talent, like, you know, her passing, and I feel like I'm wasting my talent because I really want to do music. And he was like, then do music. Like, just simple like that. And I'm like, damn, all right. So like I got a mic, all that shit, set it up in my crib, and I started working on my first single called Humble Yourself. And I'm going hard, like working on the beat, really trying to figure it out, and like no one was really fucking with it. I was just like the film girl, and I'm trying to get people to take me seriously, like to help me with this beat and shit, and they're just like not feeling it. And I'm like, I know this shit.
Help you with the beat, to make the beat.
Just to help me with the track, because I didn't know what I was doing. And I'm like, yo, I know this shit is a bop. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talk about. This shit is a bop. And no one's fucking with it. They didn't like, because my sound is different. Now it's not as different. You have a lot of the same kind of...
you sure you don't want to sell something else to Revolt? Just shoot a little doc.
They were like, you should just stick to editing. I'm like, no, this shit is fire. And so yeah, I do. And I was like, I'm going to just surprise everybody. Like, I'm not even, like, I was just on the low with it. And so my ex, who was a DP, he shot we actually came back here to Virginia Beach to shoot it. Because I'm like, yo, I'm from Virginia. Like, I never felt at home in New York. Like, I always claimed Virginia. And I'm like, we got to shoot it in Virginia. And so and I'm like, plus it'll be warmer there. And tell me why we get here to shoot, and it's like a blizzard. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It's never snowing here. Like, the fuck? And
that's probably like the last time it snowed here since.
So yeah, we shot that music video and I dropped it and ended up doing really well. So I'm like, okay, like, I guess I can do this music shit too on top of the video shit that I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like you remind me of Kanye on some Kanye shit when he was making beats. Everybody's playing my beats. They didn't want me to rap.
I feel that. I remember, I think about that a lot, actually, that part in the doc, because I'm like, yo, like, you really have to believe in yourself, because people were really laughing in your face, yo. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen the Amy Winehouse doc, but watching his was definitely super inspiring. Like, so you in the car on the way home from watching it, you crying. I don't know.
I'm dramatic.
You know what's crazy? I never really got too into Amy Winehouse.
I love her.
What's your favorite song by her?
Oh, man. It could be Back to Black. No. This Is the End.
Yeah. There's what's that movie? Do you seen that movie This Is the End with Seth Rogen in there?
Yeah.
That's my shit. End of the world.
I love that tie-in. Yeah.
They saying the world about to end now. We're about to go into World War III. TikTok's about to get banned.
Have you seen the videos of like the questions they're asking them and shit?
Oh, the CEO dude?
Yeah.
At court? What do you think about that?
That shit is comical.
Who's comical? Them? Like the way they're treating him?
Yeah, because they're really thinking they're eating up. Like, they're eating him up, and they sound dumb as fuck and out of touch as fuck.
I'm going to be honest. I was watching some of it. I kind of agree with them on one hand. I kind of do believe that like it is kind of being low-key run by China, and that probably is something we should be like looking at. but they were like, it was like borderline. I don't want to say racist, but like you could tell like they weren't, they didn't care. Like whatever he said, they were just like, well, I'm just not convinced. Like, everybody ended their question, like their 5 minutes were like, well, I just don't believe anything you're saying. But like,
and he's like, convinced. Can I respond? And they're like, no. Anyway, we're moving on. No, there was one where they're like, so you're can TikTok access your Wi-Fi?
I seen that. He was like, well, yeah, if you want to use the Wi-Fi type shit, like.
Yeah, I'd be like that when people would be asking me dumb questions. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
So you're on TikTok heavy then.
I enjoy. I post on TikTok, but I mostly am like a viewer. Like I love TikTok for the information. I love like how it's been like it's a tool for like young people to like communicate whenever there's like a crisis or war. Like people get a lot of information that way or are able to know what's going on because of it. Yeah, and it's like entertaining. Like if I'm feeling down, I can just scroll through TikTok and like I'll definitely laugh or some shit.
I like how you said earlier to download or downloads with the idea. I don't know if you want to touch more on that. Like,
yeah, I get because I feel like I was actually talking to my homeboy Clockwork. Shout out to Clockwork, and he was like telling me, he's like, I don't think you're talented. I think you're gifted, and I think any sort of creativity is a gift. Because I just think about it, like even I was watching this like choreography. It was on Twitter of like it was like choreographer, like what could have been in the choreography for Rihanna's show. And I'm just like, yo, like
that Super Bowl show?
Yeah. I'm like, how does your brain come up with like the ideas for dance moves and shit? Like that isn't logic driven. That has to be something like a download that you're given. And I know for me, like a lot of my creative influences that I do, like my collage art animations, it really comes from like random thoughts, It's not like I can pinpoint a period of time where I'm like, oh yeah, like, I don't know. Like even like my Juice collage art animation, like I don't know how to explain that other it being something downloaded like as a gift that was given down to me.
I kind of feel the same way with like ideas too. Cause like that's how I kind of separate like thoughts from ideas. Like I feel like I have thoughts and like, it's like ideas have me, or it's like if somebody asks you a question or it's like, or you're remembering something or you're like having an opinion. It's like I feel like it's coming from a different place, and like ideas, like I feel like if I'm coming up with some shit, I'm not thinking about it. It's kind of like I'm really just like I put that intention like in my brain, like okay, I want to come up with an idea for this, and then it kind of just like it just kind of comes, but I never feel like it's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
It was a gift. So I have to reapply my lip gloss.
I was in TAG coming up, Talented and Gifted program.
Hey, okay,
elementary school. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was gonna ask you too about. I seen you posted a tweet talking about you just edited your first interview in a different language.
Oh yeah.
How was that? What language was it? All that.
It was in Italian.
Okay.
It was in Italian. It was a lot. Well, they subtitled it in English. I just had to kind of like match it up. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be because I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna know when like?
I'm about to say, how'd you match it up if you didn't know what they were saying?
Well, for the most part, like I forgot the file type. It's like SRT or something like that. Like you just lay it on the timeline and then it matches up. But you have to tweak it a little bit so it's like not delayed or anything. But I'm more worried. I'm like, how am I gonna know like what words are which or how to match things up? But like it was a lot easier than I thought. Because there's some words like in especially the Latin language, because we like the Romance language English is based off of that too. So there's certain words like. Trying to think like even if you're like romantic, it'd be like romantico or something like, so you're like duh, like you can line it up.
It's close enough. So I also seen, did you go to Egypt? I feel like you were in front of the pyramids in one of your videos.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was green screen. Then
Everybody
the guy walked by with a camel and then you blurred his face out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it just looked too smooth, and I'm like, I don't think she'd blur his face out if it was just
fake.
Yeah, like
no, that shit is real.
How was that like?
Oh man, okay. That was when I was working at Amazon, and I hated it, but they were paying me bank, and I'm like, okay.
That's everybody. That's everybody's reason to stay. You heard the stories of Amazon that had people running through the warehouse, like you have a time, like it's like a certain time you have to make each little run or whatever, or each move, and like people are literally like sprinting.
Oh hell no. Yeah, I hated it. Like I said, it was like there were microaggressions everywhere, but those were like blatant. Like,
you said that earlier too. What do you mean by microaggressions?
It's like racist, but baby racist is how I look at it. Like
baby racist.
baby racist.
Like
you know?
like low key racism.
Like it'll be shit like, okay, we
Or
had
subtle, I guess.
subtle, yeah, like implicit, like insidious type shit. So like I remember we were editing, and that was another gig. They were over the shoulder editors, which I hate. Like they would come and want to sit with me and like tell like, okay, and move it here, and I hate that shit. Like just tell me what you need me to do, give me some time, and I'm gonna do it. Like voila.
Damn, am I over the shoulder editor, Kieran?
Oh, you edit this?
He be making the thumbnails, and I'm like, yo, move that a little bit to the left. I really do say shit like that. But he usually be like, he be agreeing with me like, you know what? Like,
it depends. Like, if you come in and you just have a little quick shit, but if you're literally sitting with me for like an hour, like telling me.
He's like, I don't think it's enough white people in this commercial. Can you Photoshop some white people in this?
So we were editing one thing because I did a lot of in-studio shit there too. And it was like a Levi's ad or some shit. And, it was like models or whatever. There was one black model, and he was kind of awkward. Like
he's like, you should just take her out.
No,
we don't need her.
So it was a dude, and he was kind of awkward, and like we're kind of laughing at him, like okay, he's awkward, and she was like, we're like kind of making fun of him and shit, and the woman who I was working with, she's like, yeah, did he just got out of jail or something? And I'm like,
he did.
No, I'm like, why would you think that? Like,
who got out of jail?
She was saying like, did the model, like we were making fun of the model for being awkward, and she was like, yeah, did he just got out of jail or something?
Oh, you're talking about the black model?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why the fuck would your brain go to that? Like,
I get it. I thought you were talking about the boss or whatever at first.
No. She said that, and I'm like, it's really random. And then there was another commercial we were editing, or like ad we were editing, and it was like for the Beats, whatever, the headphones. And it was a black dude. He comes in the room, puts the headphones on, and just starts jamming to it. And it's a different producer. She's like, random question. She's like, does he give you the vibe that he was in there like smoking weed? And I'm like,
what? This is at Amazon?
Yeah.
So this kind of just lets me know like a lot of how these companies are ran. Like, well, they say they have these rules, but I think it just comes down to like who's actually working there. So he kind of got like an inside view of the type of people that work at these places and how they use politics, how that shit fucking plays in that.
It was very weird. I mean, there was one other black person that worked there that I saw on the team, like the section of the building I was on, but it was mostly like white people. And so I'm like, and most, like, it's New York City, it's hella liberal. Like most spaces I'm in, one, it's usually really diverse. Even if it's not, like, it's kind of like people have sense, it's not, I didn't have to really deal with the type of shit that I would expect like in Virginia, So I was just like, oh man. But anyway, I'm like, I need to make this money. I knew, again, a download. I'm like, I had a homegirl who lives in Tunisia, and she just was in Egypt. And I'm like, yo, I really want to go out of the country again. And this is when me and my ex had broken up. So I'm like, all right, I need to shoot my own shit now. Like, can I keep traveling? Because we traveled a lot together. I'm like, just questioning myself. Like, and people were kind of like, not betting on my downfall, but like I had most of the like places I worked at were mostly dudes on the team, and they kind of were trying to credit like my boyfriend for why I was able to do the shit I'm doing. They're like, oh, you could travel because you have him, or oh, you can, you're able to have fire music videos because of him. And I'm like, all right, I need to prove, like, I need to show people and myself that I can like create some fire shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna shoot a video in Egypt. I'm like, who's done that? Like, who could just do that? Like,
not many people. I really haven't seen. I don't know anybody else who went to Egypt in the music video.
Yeah. So I saved up. My homegirl at the time, I'm like, I need someone to shoot it for me. So I'm like, yo, if you're down to just come and help me shoot this video, like, I'll pay for your ticket. And she's like, all right. So she came. She lived in DR at the time. She flew from DR. I paid for her ticket from DR to New York, and then we flew to Egypt first. Shot half of the video there. Then we flew to Tunisia, where my homegirl lived, and stayed with her and shot the other half of the video there, and then just like hung out with her in Tunisia.
How long were you in Egypt?
We were in Egypt for a couple days, and I think Tunisia for like a week-ish.
Did you go inside the pyramids?
No.
Me and my cousin were gonna go to Egypt And I was looking up just things about Egypt. She was sending me like these Facebook groups of people that went and like that they like you travel to places and say like pros and cons or what to avoid and stuff. But they were saying like in Egypt, you pretty much negotiate for everything.
Yeah.
From a bottle of water to a fucking night's sleep in a hotel, whatever it is. But it's like if you don't negotiate, literally the upcharge will be like they were saying like 200-300%. Like they might say like this water is $100, and you can literally, if you negotiate, you could talk them down to $5. That's like they were saying like those ratios, like literally, like I'm like what? Oh, also, did you file at the Amazon job when you were seeing these things? Did you file any complaints or reports or anything like that?
Funny thing, so when I was working there was a guy. I think he was like socially awkward or some shit, but he just kept bugging me. Like he would come in. He would just invite himself into my suite and just sit down and like watch me edit. And I'm like, back then I was way nicer than I am now. Or not, I wouldn't even say nicer. I was kind of like, I cared more about like I needed the money. Like now I'm like, I'm comfortable. So I don't need to like behave to get money or to keep my job. But I'm like, I don't want to say anything to rub anyone the wrong way because I could lose this gig. And I really want to like, one, survive, and two, like have money to shoot this video to go to Egypt. So he would like ask me like, oh, what's your social, like, do you have social media? That I'm like, I don't give my social out.
I feel like he wanted to like check up on you, like.
Oh no, he was trying to bag. Like
okay.
He was trying to cuff.
They're trying to like spy for the company, like get negative information.
No, he was trying to cuff. He was like my age.
Okay.
So he was trying to cuff, and I'm like, fuck, like get out of here. He kept bugging me, and so I started to lock my door because I had my own suite. So I started to lock the door so he couldn't come in. And one time, the woman who hired me, she tried to open the door, and it was locked. So I'm like, fuck. And she's kind of looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing in here? Like, to lock the door. And I'm like, yo, to be honest, there's this dude that he's kind of bugging me. Like, I don't think he is like a creep like that, but it is making me a little uncomfortable. So she went and told HR. So then HR came, and I'm like, fuck, I wasn't trying to snitch on this dude. Like, but I had to explain why I locked the door.
But yeah, let me tell you about all this other stuff that we got going on out here.
So I'm like, okay. But then the dude, like HR, he's kind of like flipping it on me. He's like, well, are you sure you didn't do anything to make him feel like it was okay? Yeah, dead ass, yo. They're like, you sure you didn't do anything to give him the wrong impression? Like, oh, you're not the first person to feel uncomfortable with him, but that's just how he is type shit. And I'm like, oh, y'all are backwards as fuck. So to me, I'm like, if this is HR, like, and it just seemed like a community thing. Like y'all all seem happy and y'all in like the bubble of how, like, there was just a lot of comfort in the shit they were saying. So I'm like, this must be how the company runs. So I'm just gonna collect my coins and get the fuck up out of here. Yeah.
So damn, that's actually wild as shit. I think Amazon actually just fired like a bunch of people too.
Really?
Like I think it was like 9,000-10,000 people.
It's funny because they're also like the one company that didn't make me sign anything. Like usually, like if you work at a company, you have to sign like an NDA and like a bunch of shit. So you can't like disclose what happened or like what project you work on or anything. I didn't sign shit. So like I could speak freely about my experience working there.
That's crazy if they really lock you in a damn NDA and something like wild really is going on and you can't even talk about it.
You can't talk about that shit.
I feel like that should be like an extra lawsuit. Like I'm gonna sue you twice now. Like
if you sign it, then.
So you get out of there. You dropped the Egypt vid, and that was what your second video?
Hell no.
Oh, because you already because I know you have like a bunch of videos. I went on your website.
Yeah,
and they're all fucking fire. Like everything's like really well done.
Thank
like
you.
I seen like the hitchhiker one. Like
yeah, that was.
And I like also like how you're kind of like I feel like you're just like winging it, going with the flow. Like you're kind of like you're going through life and school and just kind of just acquiring all these skills, and then like kind of just like you're. As time goes on, you kind of those become pieces that just like fit into what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But it's like at the time it doesn't really seem that way.
Yeah.
You're just like doing random things. Like I don't know if you want to touch on that. Just kind of like or like like your journey, like where you started to now, how you're looking at things, how all these things play into what you do. Like
I feel really lucky because that is really it. Like I feel like I've created a life where I can just live life and like be an artist and be creative without like there's a lot of thought. Like I'm very like especially with EPs and projects, I put a lot of planning and thinking into it, but it's mostly again it's like I get the download and I'm like I just have this urge like I have to do it, like I have to shoot a video in Egypt, and then I just go into planning mode. Like so
and that's an expensive trip. That's not like
a
ticket's probably like $1,500, $2,000. Like,
yeah, it was
there, like.
very, and I paid for myself and my homegirl, so I was like stacking up money. So I'm like, okay, I need to work this amount of hours. Let me get this gig. Probably need to get another gig. Yeah, because I was working at Amazon and I had the YouTube gig, but that was monthly. They would have me come for like a week.
That's one where you're getting
every
paid like
month.
500 a day to do the memes and stuff. Oh no,
No,
that
that's
was
Cycle.
Yeah, my bad.
Cycle.
Yeah.
Amazon, I got paid more than that, and that was like I was pretty much there every day. And then I was also stacking the YouTube shit. And maybe I'll have another gig where like someone will send me a hard drive to do some shit. Like I was working OD. Like I work a lot. And that's what, and even now, like at Forbes, I'm still able to pick up other projects. So like when I tell people I'm busy, I'm like, yo, like I may like come off like I'm chilling because I take things in stride. But like behind the scenes, I'm really like I'm doing mad shit.
Is it hard to like put time, like make time to make music, doing all these other stuff?
Not anymore. It used to be.
Yeah, like
It
a
used
schedule now. Like
yeah, I used to be because I would have to go in office a lot. So like I would like, for example, even with that Egypt, like that, because I was part of a project called Shadow Work, and it's like I would wake up at like 8 a.m. to go into the office at 9 a.m. I'd be there till 5. I get off work, I come home, and then I eat, and I'm tired as shit. Like I don't want to sit in front of the computer again to like record, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that too. What do you like? Do you have what kind of chair do you have? Because you probably do a lot of editing. I edit like a lot of our stuff, and I'm already thinking like, y'all need to get a better chair, or like,
Yeah.
is it fucking your posture up? Like, what's your editing life like? Your editing setup?
It's funny because I have like to fix that. I got a desk, like I got a computer chair, all that shit. But then when I started working at Forbes, they sent me a laptop. So I'm like, I can edit on my couch. So I literally have, it's like this, like I have my laptop on the coffee table and I'm chilling on my couch, and sometimes I'll be laying down editing or I'll be sitting up, and I'm like, this is not good at all. Like,
Are you on Premiere now?
yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah. I guess really, what's anything people should know about? Like, what's coming up with the music? Like, you drop anything? I think you just dropped your recent video like a month or two ago, I think.
Yeah, in January.
Okay. Yeah.
I may have something coming up. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but it'll be coming soon, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's really fire. I think it's kind of a culmination of like everything that I've done like the past couple of years, especially with like my quarantine bops, because I think that's really like when the shift in my music happened, because I was really living in New York, and you know, I've had labels approach me, like I've been in offices of them and like, okay, keep it up, like we're watching you type shit. So I feel like I was really creating music to like get signed or to, like what I felt people wanted to hear. And then when the pandemic happened, like a lot of people, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like I'm gonna just make what comes out of me, you know? And that's when I really saw people really like, I'm like, this really feels like me, and people, I feel like they really are getting me now. And so I feel like I've been putting out a lot of 1-minute tracks and like kind of like tastes of shit, but this project or whatever's coming up is really like a representation of all of that.
I feel like it's good to just get into the habit of just making shit too, and dropping it. I feel that's important too. People make shit and not drop it.
Yeah.
Like sit on it forever. It's like, yeah, it's like when you make a lot of things, you kind of just move on to the next thing. So you're saying this project is gonna be special.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love it. I feel like you're a cool example of somebody out here that's like doing these cool things in this space, just like different aspects of editing. Also, I don't know any other girl that edits music videos. Who's it like? Is there a popular female editor? Are you tapped in with anybody?
No, there's one editor. There was a project I worked on.
Not even just music videos, but everything else you do. But I feel like I haven't heard of a girl editor like that. It's not like a thing out here like that.
There's not a lot of, I mean, ironically, like film, I learned that most of like the big time films were edited by women. So
Really?
like movies and shit like that. Yeah. But they're not really well known. But within the industry itself, like I feel like there's only been 2 gigs. I've worked a lot of random gigs. There's only been 2 where I've worked with women. That like there's been a woman. It's usually men, so usually old white men. And ironically, both of the women were black women. But there's this one editor. It was a project I worked on for PBS. It was called 4 Hour Girls, and I didn't edit it. Like I came on to kind of finish the edit. Like she had to do another project and she left. And I'm like, damn, she's fire. Like, cause I'm an editing nerd. Like I peep. Like if you watch a movie with me, I'm be like, oh, that edit was that was messy, or like, oh, I like that Frankenbite. Like I'm that type of shit. So I'm looking at her edit. I'm like, oh, one, I could tell you're a black woman. Like, there's just a certain flavor.
In the edit?
Like, yeah, in the edit,
That's
there's
funny.
certain flavor, like a beat drop. Like there was certain like swag to it that I'm like, oh, I could tell like a black woman edited it. But also I'm like, damn, like you have raw talent, you know? And I had to hit her up. I like found her. I'm like, hey, I'm like the new editor editing, like finishing up. And I just wanted to let you know that you're fire. Cause it's also cool too. Like you don't see a lot of women, you don't see a lot of black women editors. So
that's funny how you really noticed it in the edit. That's really funny.
There's another, so the movie Lola, it's called, it's based off of like the Twitter thread of the girl who like she was like a stripper and like went on some crazy shit. It's like a crazy Twitter thread story. Zola.
Not it.
They made it into a movie, and I'm watching.
They made a Twitter thread into a movie.
Yeah, they made a Twitter thread into a movie. Yeah, you should look it up. It's actually fire. It's A24. And I'm watching it and I'm like, yo, this edit is wild. Cause like I love innovative edits too. Like in terms of like incorporating like like there was a scene where it's kind of like the way they framed it, like doing kind of artsy shit. Cause I think there's traditional video editing where it's like, okay, you get the footage and you just cut it. And then there's like I do collage art animation, for example, like taking like PNG files or taking different things or taking different elements and kind of making it a part of the edit. So it feels more like a composition of a piece rather than like a video. And that's kind of what this editor was doing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this shit is fire. And I looked her up and it was a black woman. I'm like, oh my God, we're out here like killing it.
Oh, I just seen a fucking post the other day. You know the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once?
One of my favorite movies now, yeah.
I really love that too. They said all the people it was like 9 people that made that movie, like the editor and stuff. That was including the directors. None of them went to school for it. It's just like all the effects they did on that, they just learned that off just looking it up on the internet for free.
Wow. Yeah, that's how everything I've learned was self-taught. I didn't go to school for anything film related. Anything. I mean, I went to art school, but I went for a business degree. So it's like I'm learning design principles and shit, but I had to take a lot of like business classes and shit. I didn't take video editing classes or anything like that, or music making. Like everything that I've done or do, I taught myself on a whim, or I'll watch a YouTube video and figure it out.
Hell yeah. I love it. That might be a fire spot to leave them at. We're like an hour in. I don't know if you want to touch on anything else, lead the people on anything else. We excited to see what you got coming up. I feel like you do a lot of shit. Also, yeah, I just like how you do a lot of things and balance it all. I think that's super cool. Hell yeah. I appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in. And we'll see y'all soon. Peace. Hell yeah.